When the transport ship Vigilant Dawn docked on the war-torn moon of Thren, the soldiers didn't expect a human volunteer among them, least of all one named Ethan Cole, a Terran engineer with more scars than rank. He wasn't a warrior, not by their standards. He built, repaired, and endured. And that, it turned out, was exactly why the alien officers thought he'd make perfect entertainment. The Empire of Vishara had recently conquered the Zenari Dominion, a race known for their radiant monarchs, creatures of bioluminescent grace and psionic control. Their last queen, Lysithea, had been captured alive. To humiliate her, the Vasharans decided to give her to the lowest-ranking human as a pet project. The barracks erupted in laughter when the announcement came. "Give the ape the broken queen," one soldier sneered. "Let him clean up her royal arrogance," another jeered. Ethan said nothing. He simply nodded once, expression unreadable. They brought her to his quarters in chains. She was magnificent even in ruin. Her once golden carapace dulled to gray, her psionic crown fractured. Her eyes, like shards of amber crystal, glared at him with fury and shame. The guards pushed her forward roughly and left, still laughing. Ethan stood silent for a moment, then knelt. Not out of submission, but to meet her gaze. "You're hurt," he said quietly. She hissed, voice trembling. "You mock me, human?" "No." He extended his hand slowly, as if approaching a wounded animal. "I fix things. That's what I do." She stared, confused. No one had spoken gently to her since her capture. She expected mockery, not calmness. She spat at him, the gesture weak. He didn't flinch. That night, he didn't chain her to the wall. He gave her water, warmth, and space. When she refused to speak, he worked silently, repairing broken generators in the outpost. The guards teased him endlessly. "Still training your pet, Terran? She bite yet?" He ignored them. Days became weeks. The queen refused food, refused to sleep. Until one night, when she collapsed from exhaustion. Ethan caught her before she hit the ground. Her body burned with fever. He laid her on his cot, cooling her forehead with damp cloth. When she woke, she saw him sitting beside her, tired, unguarded, gentle. "Why?" she rasped. "Because you're not my enemy anymore," he said simply. "You're someone they broke. And I don't like broken things staying broken." Her eyes softened for the first time. Lysithea's recovery was slow. Her psychic link to her people had been severed, leaving her mind filled with echoes. Ethan, patient as ever, sat through her nightmares, holding her trembling hands when the memories returned. He told her about Earth, not the wars, but the oceans, forests, laughter, and music. She listened in silence, trying to imagine a world not ruled by conquest. One evening, she asked quietly, "Do your people enslave the defeated?" He smiled faintly. "We try to learn from them instead." Her gaze lingered on him longer that night. The camp changed over time. The other soldiers still mocked them, but they noticed something unsettling. Lysithea's glow had returned. Faint, but unmistakable. Her once dulled bioluminescence shimmered again, soft gold under her skin. The fallen queen was healing. Rumors spread. "Impossible," the captain muttered. "Her kind can't regenerate psionic strength without a link." But she was. Every day spent near the human, her light grew stronger. Ethan didn't understand the reason, but he saw the effect. Her laughter, quiet, hesitant at first, became the sound that filled his quarters. One night, while repairing a calm tower, she joined him. Her delicate fingers hovered over the circuits. "You restore dead things," she murmured. "I try," he replied. "Then perhaps you can restore me." He looked at her. "I think you've already started doing that yourself." Their eyes met, and for the first time, there was no wall between them. Months later, the rebellion began. The Vacheron High Command underestimated how dangerous hope could be. Word of Lysithea's recovery reached other captured Zanari scattered across the camps. Her name spread like a spark in dry grass. The fallen queen lived, and she was regaining her power. When the uprising started, Ethan didn't hesitate. He sabotaged the barracks' defense grids, freeing prisoners. Lysithea's psychic aura burst back into life, gold light flooding through the night sky. Her wings unfurled, a sight none thought they'd ever see again. At her side, Ethan fought like a man possessed, not for glory, but for her freedom. The camp burned behind them as they escaped into the Thren forests. Soldiers hunted them for days, but Lysithea's psionics shielded them, bending light and sound. Ethan built shelters, scavenged food, tended her wounds when her strength faltered. She once told him, "Among my people, the bond between savior and queen is sacred. It is written in light." He only smiled. "Then I guess I'm honored." Weeks later, they found refuge in the ruins of an old Zanari outpost. Lysithea, standing amid the remnants of her empire, wept quietly. "I failed them all," she whispered. Ethan stepped closer. "No. You're still here. That means they still have a chance." She turned to him, her eyes luminous again. "You don't understand, human. My crown, my psionic link, was shattered." He reached into his pack and pulled out something small, a shard of her broken crown, one he'd kept since the day they met. He'd cleaned and reinforced it with Terran alloys. "Then we'll rebuild it," he said. For a long moment, she couldn't speak. When she finally did, her voice trembled. "You would help a dethroned alien queen rise again?" "I'd help you, Lysithea." That night, under twin moons, they worked together, his hands steady, her light guiding. When he fit the final piece in place, her psychic aura surged outward in a wave of golden brilliance that illuminated the valley. The connection restored. Her crown glowed once more. And when she looked at him, tears shimmered in her eyes. "You've done the impossible," she whispered. "You've lifted me higher than my own people ever did." Ethan chuckled softly. "Guess I just built another broken thing back to working order." She stepped closer, her voice barely above a whisper. "No, Ethan Cole. You loved me back to life." Word spread fast across the shattered colonies. The queen had returned. Her signal ignited uprisings across the stars. Within months, the Zanari reclaimed worlds once thought lost. Lysithea, radiant and unbroken, stood once more at the head of her fleet. But she refused to take her throne alone. When her generals knelt before her, she gestured to the human beside her. "This man," she declared, "was given to me as a jest. They said he would be my humiliation. Instead, he became my salvation." The chamber fell silent. Ethan felt every eye on him, but Lysithea's hand in his steadied his heartbeat. "He showed me strength without cruelty, kindness without fear. From this day forward, humanity will not be seen as lesser, only different. And those who mocked him will remember his name." Then, to his astonishment, she turned and pressed her forehead against his, a Zanari gesture of devotion deeper than any words. Her light enveloped them both, warm and golden. Years later, when peace finally came, legends would speak of the human consort of the Radiant Queen, the one who rebuilt an empire not through conquest, but compassion, the one who taught a fallen monarch how to rise again.